All right, hi everyone. This is test number 4. This is our last test of the year. So I'm going to go through all the questions as fast as I can so you guys at least have a video copy of it. If you guys still get stuck, you guys still have questions, please feel free to email me over the weekend. Remember, your test is on Wednesday. So here we go. So it says solve the equation x squared plus 23x plus 132 is equal to 0. Now on the top, you'll see it says solve by factoring. You must show the work on how you factor. And this is super important. We don't factor and we don't just come up with these numbers in our heads. Sure, once you guys get practicing, sure, you can do that. But for me, I need to see how you come up with these numbers. Now, the way I ask you guys to show the work is just write down the multiples of the C value. This is level 1 problem. Just the main 1 through 16. Okay? So 1 times 132. Do these add up to 23? No. How about 2 and 60? Was it 66? No, 60, 120. Yeah, 66. Nope. 3 goes into 13. 4 times remainder of 4, so 44. Nope. 4 goes into 32. 3 and 3. Nope, they don't add up to become 23. 4, 5, 6. Let's see, 6 goes into 23 is 2 and 2, 22. Nope. 6, 7, 8. Does 9 go into 33? No. 10, 11. 11 goes into 33. 32, that's 1 and 2. And guess what? 11 and 12 add up to become 23. So what we do is we break it apart. X and X, 11 and 12. Since it's plus plus, it's plus plus. And so you can see here, I just walk through the numbers. If I don't know what it is, oftentimes it's going to be a lot easier than this. But if you don't know what it is, I just start picking numbers and multiplying them to get to 132. X is plus 11 is equal to 0, and x plus 12 is equal to 0. What numbers will make this go to 0? Minus 11, x is equal to negative 11, minus 12, x is equal to negative 12. So we're going to type here, my answers are going to be negative 11. And then we're going to hit comma and negative 12. Good job, Mr. Go. All right, next question. Same exact idea. We're going to go ahead and factor again. X squared plus 9x minus 36. But this time, what number subtract out to become 9? Well, there's 1 times 36, 2 times 12, 3 times, oops, not 2 times 12, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, and then 4 times 9, and then 6 times 6. So which of these subtract out to become 9? 136, 218, 312, 4, 9, or 6 and 6. Hopefully you guys can see that the numbers 3 and 12, okay, 3 and 12, subtract to become 9. Knowing this, we can easily rewrite this as x, 3, and 12. Now we want the positives to win, so we want to make sure 12 is positive because it's going to be bigger. And x minus 3 is equal to 0. X plus 12 is equal to 0. Plus 3 to both sides. X is equal to 3. And minus 12 to both sides. X is equal to negative 12. Now again, we've been working on solving problems like this for this second semester, but this second part here is actually from August. So all the skills we've learned in Algebra 1, we're really using them in this last section. Yeah, right, yay. All right, next question. Now this is a level 3 problem. We have to break this apart. 8y squared minus 10y minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, because level 3, we have to worry about the front and the back numbers. The front number is 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. These are the multiples that would make y squared. So 8y squared. And then the back was 1 and 3. Good, only one possibility, perfect. Now, which of these options would subtract out to become 10? So I'm going to actually just try it because I don't know. 1 times 1 is 1. 8 times 3 is 24. That doesn't work. Flip. 1 times 3 is 3. 5 times 8 is, no, 8 times 1 is 8. Those do not subtract out to become 10. Let's switch to the numbers. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 4 is 12. Hey, 12 and 2 do subtract out to become 10. Now, factoring really is really for just the, I mean, if you want to factor this, you have to be really mature and really trying to work out your problem solving skills. We said 2 times what? 2 times 1, and this has to be 3 then. We need more negatives here, so we want 12 to become negative. See, that's going to be a 12 here. So negative 12 and a positive 2. So we have 2y minus 3 is equal to 0, and 4y plus 1 is equal to, as you can see, I'm actually showing a lot of work here, and this is the work that's really going on in my brain. And if you're telling me that you can do all this work in your head, I'm going to recommend you for one of the smartest clubs in the world. There's this one, was it 7-year-old or something? She was just recommended to the Super Brainy Club. She's from California. I saw the article. Okay, so we can use a fraction here. I'm going to use 3 divided by 2. We'll use those arrows. Use arrows, comma. Next one is negative 1, arrow 4. Okay, so I'm using those arrows. Oh, I messed up. Oh no, when I mess up. Negative 1 divided by 4, positive 3 over 2. Eight, 3. Oh my goodness, I miscopied the problem. See how it's a positive 10? That's a positive 10. So that means I need to switch my signs. That's a positive and this is a negative. Switching the signs. So that becomes a negative, and it's going to be a positive. My goodness. Isn't it nice that if you make a mistake, you can always change it here? All right, now we got it. We got it, right? So level 3 problems and factoring is something that we learn how to do. If you're not sure how to do this, go back and work on the iExcel, go back and watch the video again. I teach factoring my specific way. I feel like us writing down all the possibilities is a great way to teach my brain how to do these problems. It's really just a puzzle. Let's do this again. 15y squared plus 11y minus 12 is equal to 0. And write down all the possibilities. 1, 15, 3, and 5. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Which of these subtract out to become 11? Right? That's a big deal. Which combination here subtract out to become 11? And you know what? You might not want to start with 115. Let's start with 3 and 5. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 4 is 20. Oh my goodness. That was our first guess, and that was the right guess. Isn't 20 minus 9, 11? Wow, that took us almost no time. 3y, 5y, and then make sure you write the right connection. 3 times, we said 3 times 3, and then 4 times 5. We need more positive, so the 4 times 5 is 20. That's going to be positive, and the 9 is going to be negative. 3 times 3 is 9. It's going to be negative. 3y plus 4 is equal to 0. 5y minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, this is from right when we started school. And hopefully you guys are a lot faster at this. Divide by 3, y is equal to negative 4 over 3. Plus 3 to both sides. 5y equals to 3. Then we're going to divide both sides by 5. Y is equal to 3 over 5. Okay, let's go ahead and fill that in. Again, I'm sorry I'm rushing a little bit. I'm trying to get through all the problems before we end class today. All right, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask questions. Let me know what you guys need help with, where you guys are stuck at. 3 divided by 5. All right, let's go. Okay, so just FYI, I have 16 review questions, but your test is only going to probably have 12 questions, okay? But 12 questions is still going to take you the full hour. I'm going to do all 16 questions while talking, while trying to elaborate on what I'm doing. So you should have enough time. Now this question says complete the square. Tell me what that perfect C value is so I can complete the square. Well, that's bubble up. x minus what? What do you think? We always divide the middle by 2. And then 2 squared is 4. If I had a positive 4, this would be my perfect square. 4. Okay, and all we do is divide by 2 squared. That's how we complete the square. Bam. If that was a 4 there, we would have a perfect square. Now this is a hard problem. This is a fraction. X squared plus 3x plus blank. What would that perfect square be? Same thing, we complete the square. X plus 3 over 2. What's the perfect C value I wish I had? We just square that number. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 2 is 4. 9 over 4. You guys went through a whole IXL problem about this. Or IXL set about this. It's probably one of the easiest ones you guys had. Oh, 9 over. Oh, whoops. And then the next question, I didn't answer the next question. What are the factors? The factors are parentheses y, this is x, I'm sorry, x plus fraction 3 over 2, close parentheses, oops, exponent squared. Bam. Okay. Question number 7. We want to convert this and put this into vertex form. Now this is us completing the square. So if you guys don't remember how to do this, pay attention. I'm going to go through all the steps of completing the square. To complete the square, we want to make sure this is in a bubble up form. Now this is a level 1 problem because there's an invisible 1 there, and that's what we want. Easiest problems in the world, level 1. We always divide the middle by 2. X minus 7, right? X times x is x squared. 7 plus 7 is 14. Now what's a perfect C I wish I had? 7 times 7 is 49. So the way I teach this is I write plus 49 on top and then minus 49. Because these numbers are lined up to go, that's going to be negative 4. That is us completing the square. It really took us 1 line. If you don't show the work, I know you're cheating. Okay. Gotta show the work. So the answer is going to be parentheses x minus 7, close parentheses, squared to the exponent, and 2, arrow, minus 4. Oops, minus 4. Okay, and just give me a syntax error, because if you look at the format that they want you to make sure you write in front, y is equal to. And that's a very common mistake. See, y is equal to, and then the syntax error message goes away. Let's go. Next question. Question number 8. That's same thing. We want to complete the square here. Y is equal to x squared plus 18x plus 72. Let's complete the square. Y is equal to x plus what? What do you think that term is going to be? 4, 7, 8. What's half of 18? 9. Okay, we'll just divide the term by 2. Perfect square, I wish I had 9 times 9, right? We need 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is 81. If I add 81, I have to subtract 81. Plus 81, minus 81. That's my perfect square right there. We just talked about that. Now we have to complete it by combining our leftovers. We still owe 9, right? Negative 9. Okay, let's go ahead and fill it in. Parentheses of x minus, not minus, x plus 9. Oops. X plus 9. We're going to square that. And then kick that over with a minus 9. Okay, and again, syntax error. It's because they want us to write y equals 2 in the front. Okay. All right. Next question. Now, they want us to complete the square and then solve this problem. So complete the square and solve it. So this is going to be a little tougher. So let's go ahead and complete the square first. And please take a look. I'm going to show all the steps, and these are the steps that you need to show. All right, going back here, let's go ahead and talk about, we don't want this number here. Okay, we need to take it out. So we're going to take it out of the first two terms. -2 left over x squared plus 12x minus 64. Now double check it. 2 times 1 is 2x squared. 2 times 12 is the -24 we wanted. And this is how we set up for completing the square. Let's go ahead and now that we have just x squared, we can complete the square with that. What's half of 12? X plus 6. What's a perfect C value I wish I had? I wish we had a 36 plus 36 minus 36. And what happens is we need the 36 to talk to that 64, but in order for it to come out, we need to multiply by 2. Because remember, it's everybody times -2. That becomes a positive 72. We can combine it. 6 plus 2 is 8, so positive 8 equals to 0. Now, this next step is one of the hardest steps. If you're good with first semester work, this would be pretty easy. But we have to solve for x. To get to x, we need to get rid of everybody else. Get rid of the 8, get rid of this -2, get rid of the square, and then get rid of the 6. See, we have to get rid of 4 different things. And there's that order we have to get rid of it. So if we get rid of an 8, that becomes a -8. Then we can divide -8 by -2. We take the square root plus and minus, and we minus 6. This is a lot of work, right? And we did a lot of videos. We did a couple of videos on this. If you want, you can take one step at a time. But we can do them all in one step. X is equal to -6 plus and minus. Now what happens here? This is -8 times divided by -2 is a positive 4. The square root of 4 becomes 2. Okay, two versions, -6 plus 2, -6 minus 2. We have -4 and -8. Answers here are -4 and -8. All right. Okay. So factoring level 3 problems and then solving it. And sorry, this is a level 3 completing the square problem. Okay, we have another problem very similar to this. Completing the square. Let's go ahead and follow the same steps. We have -2 x squared plus 12x plus 32 equals to 0. So we don't want this. We don't want the -2. So we're going to factor that out. -2 left over, x squared minus 6x plus 32 on the outside. Now, how did I do that? How did I end up from 12 to 6? When you divide it, 6 divided by 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then we take out the negative. You can double check it. Now that we're in a nice, easy formula, we can complete the square. X minus what? 6 divided by 3 is always, so 6 divided by 2 is always 3. Plus 9 minus 9. My perfect square, we want to multiply this by 2. 2 times 9 is 18. So plus 18. And then we end up with the number 50. Okay, now that we're solving for x, we gotta get rid of the 50, the -2, the squared, and then the 3 in this order. So opposite of plus 50 is minus 50, divide by -2, the square root plus and minus, and 3. What happens here? 50 divided by 2 is 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. X equals to 3 plus and minus 5. Two versions, 3 plus 5 and 3 minus 5. That's 8 and -2. 8 comma -2. All right. Gotta show me the work. Now this problem is, again, back to completing the square. They want us to complete the square first and then tell me the vertex. Y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 3. Y is equal to, let's complete the square. This is easy. X minus what? Half of 4 is 2. 2 squared is plus 4 minus 4, -1. -4 plus 3 is -1. The vertex is 2 comma -1. Remember, it's y is equal to a, x minus h squared plus k. So the h is already negative, right? So you want to leave that negative here. Don't touch, just look. Parentheses, x minus 2 squared minus 1. In this one, you don't have to write the y is equal to because the y is equal to right in the front. And we need to get an error there. And then let's go ahead and check the vertex. The vertex is going to be parentheses 2 comma negative 1. And then close it. And then my notation went away. Okay, let's keep on going. Next question. All right, so we're gonna do vertex form for both these questions. X squared minus 6x plus 15 and x squared minus 4x minus 2. To complete the square, x minus 3 squared plus 9 minus 9, and then we get a number plus 6. X minus 2 squared plus 4 minus 4 minus 6. That's how fast it is. We'll always divide by 2 and then square it. Then combine what's left over. X minus 3 squared plus 6 and x minus 2 squared minus 6. All right, let's keep going. Okay, now quadratic formula time. 3x squared. If you read the top, it says you have to first show the work by setting up the quadratic formula. 2, show each step as you simplify the problem, and then 3, leave the answer into the simplified fraction. 3x squared plus 11x plus 10 is equal to 0. A, B, C. We want to make sure we write these out so we have them, because the quadratic formula is x equals to negative b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So you got to plug it in. 3, 11, and 10. X equals to negative 11 plus and minus square root of negative 11 squared minus 4ac, which is 3 and 10, all over 2a. So we plug in our ABCs into our ABCs in the quadratic formula. And I'm going to do this part right here separately. 11 times 11 is 121. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 10 is negative 120. And that becomes 1. So x equals to negative 11 plus and minus square root of 1 over 6. We can simplify this to be negative 11 plus and minus 1 over square root of 6. Sorry, not square root of 6, I'm sorry, the 6. And then we want to separate this in two versions. Negative 11 plus 1 over 6. Negative 11 minus 1 over 6. We end up with negative 10 over 6, which reduces to negative 5 over 3. And negative 12 over 6 is just negative 2. And these are our two answers. Negative 5 over 3. And negative 2. All right. So the next two problems are really just quadratic formula. And now if you look at the instructions have changed. They want me to write it as a square root number. And let me demonstrate you what I mean by that. It means you don't need a calculator to finish off this problem. 2k squared minus 3k minus 1 is equal to 0. We can still follow a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 3, and c is equal to negative 1. Super important here. X equals to negative b, negative 3, plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We'll do the inside first. 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 1 is positive 8. We end up with 17. X equals to 3 plus and minus square root of 17 over 4. Now, they want you to write both of these answers separated by a comma. So this answer is going to be 3 plus square root of 17 over 4. And second one is 3 minus version square root of 17 over 4. So we're going to have to write those both separately here. If you're using a computer typing this out, right, you could use a copy and paste. So you can save yourself a lot of time. So fraction 3 plus square root of 17, all divided by 4, comma, fraction 3 minus square root of 17 and 4. All right. That's what we got. Okay, this is our second last question, very similar to that. And we're going to do 2w squared minus w minus 7 equals to 0. A, B, careful, negative 1, and C is negative 7. X equals to negative b, which is 1 plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4. A, C, all over 2a. Let's do the inside. Negative, negative, positive 1. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. We end up with 57. X equals to 1 plus and minus square root of 57, all over 4. We have our two versions. 1 plus square root of 57, all over 4, comma, 1 minus square root of 57. Oops, that's all a fraction, darn it. 1 minus square root 57 by 4. Right? Okay. And the last one, similar problem, same type of problem, okay? Let's do it one more time. 2m squared minus 3m minus 8 is equal to 0. X equals to negative b. So a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 3, and c is equal to negative 8. I can't stress that you guys should write down the ABCs. You guys have to write down ABCs. Sure. Jasmine, can you go ahead and write down the question? X equals to, we did that right. X equals to negative b plus the minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right, so x equals to, okay, let's do the inside first. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Negative, negative is positive 64. We're doing all this math in our head, 73. X equals to 3 plus and minus square root of 73. All over 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. 3 plus square root of 73. All over 4, comma, 3, oops, sorry, fraction 3 minus square root of 73 divided by 4. All right. So I was also asked a question on someone's test, 20y squared minus y minus 1. Okay, so a couple of things we want to see that we have to make our numbers subtract out to become 1 here, okay? So what numbers make up 20? 1, 20, 2, 10, 3, nope, 4 and 5, and 1 and 1. So I'm just going to write 1 and 1 here. 1 times 1 times 1, 20 times 1. That'll be 1 and 20. 2 and 10 and 4 and 5. Which of these options subtract out to become 1? 1, 20, 2, 10, and 4 and 5. Jasmine, which one works for you? Which of these subtract out to become 1? 1, 20, 2, 10, or 4 and 5? Got it. That's it. So it's actually 4y, 5y, and the back numbers have to be 1 and 1. 1 times 1 is the 1. Now the problem is we need the negatives to win. So we need more negatives than positives. So 5 would have to be negative and 4 is going to be positive. Okay, and to solve for 0, we're going to make 4y minus 1 equals 0, 5y plus 1 equals 0. So that's going to be 1 over 4 and negative 1 over 5. Okay, Jasmine.